Can you believe that? I think Stephen here from Casanova can't believe it. I can't believe it. But this is going to be a special all about the 4th of July and the parade show. And I'm really happy to have Jamie Fitzpatrick from the Maui Humane Society. She's the operations director there, to call in just to help us remind us about a very important fact that our animals are extremely sensitive to the noise of fireworks, and how we have to really kind of watch out for them and take care of them. Because I guess there was an interesting fact I got from you that more pets run away on the 4th of July than any other time of year. Is that right, Jamie?
Absolutely. Nationwide, the 4th of July is the biggest day for pets going missing because they get frightened by the sound of all the fireworks. I would say that probably here on Maui, our biggest day for that, of course, is going to be New Year's Eve, but second only to the 4th of July. So tomorrow night might be a busy night for some animals.
So obviously cats react differently than dogs, and birds react differently. So, I mean, I would imagine that most people, well, we can't forget horses because there's going to be the parade and everything coming up. But how do dogs react to the fireworks?
Depending on the dog's personality, of course. You know, if dogs aren't well secured and have an opportunity to get out, you know, they would be, of course, more likely to run off to try to escape from whatever is scaring them. And so that's how they'll end up going off too far and getting lost and not being able to make their way back home to their families.
Mm-hmm. And cats would just do what? Hide?
Cats are going to be more likely to hide and hunker down until the worst is over, but they're going through a lot of stress during that time period, and keeping them safe and secure is going to be really important as well when they might be frightened.
And a lot of people have feathered friends, parrots, canaries, parakeets, finches, and other things. How do birds react?
Well, you know, the main thing to remember with all of these guys is that their hearing can be so much more sensitive than ours. So if things are loud and, you know, rocking the walls in our homes, think how much more that's impacting to them.
Mm-hmm. I think there's another danger that we have to kind of look at on the 4th. If pets run away at night, and there's a chance they can run into the street and get hit by a car.
Definitely, and that's one of the big worries, and so that's why keeping pets safe and secure so they can't escape if they get scared is really important. But, you know, also being able to have that backup plan so in case they do go missing, that we're able to help reunite them quickly and effectively. You know, visible identification is going to be the most important thing to help these pets find their way back home if they do end up escaping. You know, collar, ID tag, anything like that. And then the backup plan to that, of course, is microchipping. You know, making sure pet has that permanent form of ID that they can't slip off like a collar, so that if they ever get found by a good Samaritan, get brought into the shelter, get picked up by an officer, get taken to a vet clinic, that microchip number will pop up, and we can contact the owners right away to get their missing pet home.
You do microchipping at the Maui Humane Society now, don't you?
We do, yeah. We offer microchipping here at our shelter. No appointment needed. Folks are welcome to come in anytime we're open to the public. We're here Monday through Saturday, 11 a.m. to 6 p.m., with the exception of holidays like tomorrow. And right now, it's our last day of a big microchipping promotion. We're doing microchipping for half off, so it's only $15 to get a pet microchipped through the end of the day today, and we're here until 6 tonight. Normally it's $30, and again, no appointment needed. So please feel free to come on in and ensure your pet has permanent identification.
And if someone loses a pet on the 4th of July, is there anyone there they can call at the Humane Society, or what's the best thing to do if they realize their pet's run away?
Sure. We actually staff, our humane enforcement officers are on duty 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So if anyone's pet goes missing, contacting our officers, even if it's in the middle of the night, is a great way to help get these pets reunited quickly. Reaching the officers is as simple as calling the shelter. Our normal number, 808-877-3680. Extension 211 gets folks straight to our dispatcher.
That's important to know because you have a lot of people working in different extensions.
Yeah, and when you listen to our voicemail tree, the very first option that comes on there is if you're having an animal-related emergency, and that will get you straight to those officers. And like I said, they're on duty 24/7.
Thank you. And I know you're going to be doing a special house clearing coming up later on in July, right?
Well, we've got a bunch of things going on. We've got a really great adoption promotion coming up starting this next week for Kama'aina kitties and critters. We're doing 2-for-1 adoptions on our cats, kittens, and critters like bunnies, guinea pigs, and chickens, anyone else who might be here. So we've got a 2-for-1 promotion coming up. Right now we're doing our 4th of July promotion, which is I pledge allegiance to adopt. So we've got our Wheel of Deals out here. Anyone who comes in to adopt a pet can spin the wheel and maybe win a prize or a discount on their adoption. Yesterday, someone actually spun and got a free adoption.
You know what? I saw the Maui Humane Society pop up on the TV last night. The story went to the TV station about how you're saving and raising money to help that darling dog that had a problem.
Well, there are several of those guys here who are all in need of our help, whether their extra care is based on medical needs or behavioral needs. So we're working through a bunch of special cases right now.
Thank you for all the work that you do. And don't forget, folks, the Fur Ball is going to be happening in September.
Yes.
It's going to be a rockin' party, right? Gimme Shelter, is that it?
Yep, Gimme Shelter, a rock and roll fur ball. Tickets are on sale now, and they will sell out early. So check out our website to get your tickets soon.
Well, I appreciate you taking the time to call in, Jamie. I know how busy you all are at the Humane Society. The number there, 877-3680, and if you lose a pet, it's extension 211, right?
Correct.
Thank you. I really appreciate you calling because I know how hard it is, and we want to be very, very aware of our pets on the 4th of July.
Thank you for helping everyone keep their pets safe.
Thank you, Jamie. Aloha.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Okay, good, important news. And I know, Duane, we're going to talk about the parade now, and I'm going to go Facebook Live, so if you want to watch this, you can go to Cindy Paulos on Facebook and watch it. But it's also important because there's a lot of horses that are in the parade as well, right?
Yes, this year we have a lot of horseback riders. It'll be really a fun parade to watch, especially if you enjoy the horseback riders. We're going to have 3 very large sections of horseback riders, and it's going to be, from a spectator's point of view, I think a very awesome parade.
I love the way they use they decorate the horses on the parade. I just love it. It's so beautiful. But they get the flowers and everything, and they decorate the whole thing, and the women are all done up. But we do want to remind people, horses are extremely sensitive. So you don't want to go running out or throwing things or making even loud noises or something, because horses can shy and they could run away, and it can be dangerous. So be polite and considerate to people, to the horses and the riders on top of them as well, right?
Yes, definitely. We don't want loud noises, balloons, even bubbles can potentially scare these horses, and that's always a concern. So we do want to let our spectators especially know to try to be a little more quiet and very aware when the horse units come by. But
you certainly can wave and applaud.
Yes, definitely.
I think I think the horses actually like the applaud. Applauding. I think they actually like that. Duane's been working really, really, really hard on this parade. He's the Makawao Rodeo parade chairman, and it really it's pretty amazing how many people really are involved in the whole event. I think we've got half of them here today in the studio. This is quite. I'm just going to let everyone on Facebook see the wonderful people who are joining us here. We got Betsy from the library there. We got Stephen from Casanova and the Makawao Merchants Association. Yeah?
Yes.
She said no, but I said no. Okay. Yes. And we also have Floyd from the Makawao Hogwanji here in the studio. Good to see you, Floyd. And we've got Betsy from the Kathy.
Kathy Nelson.
Okay, talking to the microphone, Kathy. There we go.
Kathy
Nelson, from the Makawao Library. No, you're from the
History Museum.
History Museum. I can't read my sheet of paper while I'm holding this up. And I love that museum. We actually have talked to people about it before here on this radio show. It's an amazing museum, and it's grown quite a bit. So we'll kind of go around the studio, and because we want to let people know it's not just the parade from 9 till about 11. There's a lot going on. This is the huge, huge weekend. For the parade is like the super, super, super duper event of country, and people come in. You've heard about this, Duane, right? That people actually come in for this parade.
I have had people call me from the mainland asking me when the parade is because they want to schedule their trip to Maui based on the parade event as well as the rodeo.
Well, I have to say there's nothing else like the Makawao Parade. It is about the most hometown parade that you can get, and it kind of really throws back to the, like Americana, the early days, and everything's kind of nicely decorated. I guess you kind of have to think, you're the one that kind of is in charge of the Merchants Association, but Makawao looks beautiful right now. There's all kinds of beautiful flags up, and everything looks really great. So I don't know, how do you go about organizing that, Stephen?
Well, we are not exactly in charge of organizing the parade. We need to, Makawao Community Association is in charge of that. But yeah, all the merchants do their best during this weekend to make the town look festive and beautiful. I used to say, it's for me my 29th parade, and I used to say same but different, because same every year, but it's always very different, the feeling that comes with it. And I think it really embraces the diversity that Maui is, of our community. The fact that I'm talking with this strong Italian accent and I'm the president of the Makawao Merchant Association is one of the evidence of it. And we're really proud of it, of the diversity of our community. And this is represented during this parade.
Well, and a lot of people like to come early and get a spot right there. You have one of the prime seating areas right there.
Prime seating area also, and obviously we are going to serve breakfast starting at 7 a.m. And there is other places where you can have breakfast, but the Casanova location is obviously the prime location.
Well, I guess,
just
is
it
okay if I mention Polly's is also doing breakfast
Polly's,
at 7?
yes, sure.
In case you're your neighbors. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, because there's a good reason to come up early that morning, obviously.
Though, first, get the best spot where you're going to spend that. Two is start enjoying the community, because before it starts is when a little chit chat starts and you start knowing and make friends with the people next to you, and and appreciate what is the lifestyle of country Maui, which is one of the flavors of having a parade, is showing off for the community. And the horses are definitely the backbone of our community up country. That's what represent us. And so I'm very glad. This is also a political year, so expect a lot of politicians, and I'm always curious to see how they represent themselves. I remember one year one politician was going on a big convertible with girls in bikini. He did not get elected. He did not make it.
Oh my gosh. I kind of remember that.
It's always very interesting.
Yeah.
The way they present themselves.
Yeah, it is absolutely, truly one of those great moments for Makawao. And I think but you've had Casanova there for 30 years, 29 years now?
Yeah. Well, we opened the deli in 1986 and the restaurant in 1989.
So there's a little history. There's an old legend that might be true about the time.
Yes. I am waiting for the moment in which I will be part of the museum as being an exposition there.
But there's a story of the time that someone rode, and I think it may have been one of the Baldwins, rode a horse into the restaurant. Is that a true story?
Oh, yeah. We have a story of one I don't know. It's been reported to me that it happened when my place was called Club Rodeo.
Is that true? You're shaking your head.
You can witness that.
Is that true?
Yeah, that's very true. I believe one of the ones that rode in there was Makawao Parade, if I remember correctly.
Correct.
Wow.
But then there was another one that I think is even more interesting. We had an event filmed by HBO. They were doing a search for the next supermodel, and they got Casanova to host these amazing young girls from all over the world dancing country western music inside Casanova. And Peter Baldwin thought about coming with his white horses and coming around inside Casanova. And there were two problems. One, the Caesar salad ended immediately because the horses were eating Caesar salad. The plates of everybody.
No.
Yeah, and the other one, my insurance agent almost had an heart attack because if one of these horses hurt one of these multi-million-dollar girls that were sitting there, I have no idea how we're going to cover that. But that was, I think, in the mid-90s, and Peter Baldwin.
You're getting a lot of thumbs ups on that when people like that story.
A lot of thumbs
That's
up.
a lot of thumbs up.
It's a big story. Yeah. The horses coming through the Casanova, and before that, Club Rodeo.
Well, there is something about this, and you're all Makawao people here. You understand. I mean, Floyd there at the Hogwanji, and there is this unique flavor, and it is authentic. That this is you when you're walking around Makawao Street, you feel like you could be in another time and space,
Right.
and that's what makes it charming, right?
Right. I just got a review. Every day I wake up with a review on TripAdvisor on Yelp. The one of today was, I love this place. I hope they never remodel because we love it the way it is. And that was a tourist, not a regular place. So yes, that's what you experience when you arrive in Makawao. We never remodel. We just give it a coat of paint, maybe, and we make it look clean and shiny, but we don't remodel Makawao.
There's been some historic moments there, and that I saw Willie Nelson, Chris Christopherson, Mose Allison.
Remember that, right?
Oh my gosh, Norton Buffalo, who's now passed away. Of course, Mose Allison's passed away too. But no, there's been some amazing moments there, and that is, magical moments really that have happened in that place.
I think I remember them all, but I might be wrong.
Yeah, there's some great ones, and you're going to do music again.
Sure, we do music all the time. For that weekend, on Friday night, we have Roots and Creation with the reggae band, and Cowboy Digs Reggae, I find out. They were really very powerful. And Saturday night, instead, a more traditional country western Americana with Weatherly Wainwright. And the whole thing is going to be ended with Sunday afternoon, just when the rodeo ends, with Soul Kitchen, now the most popular band in Maui, that is going to be part of the Sunday afternoon live in Makawao. To close the festivity and the events.
Well, live music is very important. I've always supported live music. I know. And it's great to have that there.
I appreciate that.
And I want to bring Betsy in a little closer here. We'll bring over the mic for Betsy. Betsy's with the Makawao Library. And that's such a great place. It really, number one, I hope libraries never go extinct.
Oh, no, we're not going anywhere. Not if the numbers at Makawao Library are.
You're busy, huh?
Yes, we are as busy as Kihei Library and Kahului Library. The numbers are, and you could fit 2 or 3 of us inside those larger libraries. But upcountry people read, and they love their library, and we're really grateful. We have a great time.
And libraries today aren't like libraries yesterday. Libraries have changed with the time, thank God, but still have books. Books have not gone out of style.
Oh, no. The books are coming in and out the door constantly. But we also, of course, have the digital items as well, and people are reading and listening to books on their phone or on their different tablets, and they go back and forth, and with your library card you can access all of those things for free. And so a lot of my day, in addition to helping kids find their books and this and that, it's showing people where to click to get their free access to amazing digital information. And
what kind of digital things do you have available now?
Audiobooks. Lots of audiobooks. That's super popular with young and old. I love it because my eyes get tired at the end of the day, so I listen to the book.
Now, do they have to be there? They have to be there listening to the audiobook in the library?
Oh, no. It's you, with your library card number, you can be on your phone or on your computer anywhere in the world. And with your Hawaii State Library card number, you can be downloading free audiobooks or ebooks.
That's
just
wonderful.
For being a member of the Hawaii State Public Library system.
Oh.
Sometimes I go visit family anywhere in the world, so you don't have to physically be here. You just have to belong to this library, which we do as residents. We all get a free library card, and so you have free access to amazing amount of digital material. Completely free.
And you've done some really great events. I know George Kamoko's been there a few times, right?
Yes,
and
to celebrate our Hawaiian garden, a native Hawaiian garden that we're cultivating and growing. And so we had a wonderful event there, and George came and, well, he thought he was there to plant mostly. So
that's what he loves.
He brought a bunch of wonderful taro and stuff. Of course, he sang and talked, and then he said, threw away his guitar and rolled up his sleeves, and he got everybody sweating and digging.
So you're planting at the garden. This is wonderful.
Yeah.
And so this, how busy it's been. You've been there on the 4th of July, which is really, the parade is on the 7th. Mm-hmm. And everyone wants to get their spot, and you're a prime spot right there, right?
Oh, yeah.
So and of course there's only a limited amount of spaces, and I'm sure you have to be careful about the spaces. So what's the proper way and etiquette to be aware of for the library and the 4th of July parade on the 7th?
Oh, well, the library doors open at 9:30, and so people who are using the library can park in the library. Mm-hmm. And so, but, there are only a few spaces. So it's, it's
first come, first serve.
Yeah. And then when you arrive there, there's a lot of things that are that you want to do right there at the library. The face painting for the keiki starts at 7:30.
Well, it's early. It's good.
Yeah, 7:30 to 9:30, and
Wow.
that's going to be with Jolie the clown, Jolie Strickland, who she's an upcountry neighbor and wonderful children's performer, and she'll be doing face painting. And then when she finishes at 9:30, then the Maui Friends of the Library show up outside the library for their annual book sale, and they're there 9:30 to 3. And these guys are amazing. They, books for 50 cents, $1. And not only do they sell books, when they have their special book sales outside the library, they always give away free books for keiki. So every child who visits the sale will get at least one free book.
Isn't that great?
They're so generous that the kids end up with more often.
And you have these images of reading a book to your child before you go to sleep at night. It wouldn't be the same with an e-book, would it? It just is something about handing the book, and I don't know.
Everybody says that to me. There's the ebooks have their place, and it's really
I know.
convenient.
I've got 5 books out, and I've got ebooks, but it's not the same as far as children's books with pictures, especially. You got to have the pictures, right?
The richness of the images, the size of the page, and also the way children's books are. Children's authors are so artful. There's different textures to the pages sometimes, and kids and adults spend huge amounts of time just diving into the images. So you want the thing you can open up on your lap,
So starts there at about 7:30.
Yeah, the face
for the
painting.
face painting. If you want to have your keiki all painted up, and I imagine red, white, and blue is going to be the major colors, right?
I'm sure.
I'm sure.
I am sure. But it's Makawao, so anything goes.
I say we have a new motto for Makawao, Stephen. Vegas has its motto. What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. And now Makawao, anything
Rainbows
goes.
are our
Rainbows and anything goes, I think, kind of covers that, right? I think
double meaning here.
I
On
know.
the rainbows.
It's true. And it's been interesting because the Makawao parties have really brought new people up as well to Makawao.
Yeah, the Makawao Merchant Association, of which I am the president by default or by age, because I'm the oldest business owner in Makawao.
Not.
Komoda is obviously
Not.
in the Hall of Fame, so
Not.
they don't count. But besides that,
I'm
the
shocked.
oldest
I
one.
really am. Yeah.
I still look okay.
Yeah.
But I was just saying that the Makawao Merchant Association, since 5 years now, is organizing the Third Friday Party, which in my view is not just a commercial event, is not, in fact, is a non-profit, but it brings the community together once a month and the family together. One of the few things I miss about Italy is the plaza, the place where you go at night or in the evening, and you just meet people there.
Right.
You don't have to have a date. You go there and you meet people.
Right.
That once a month we have it in Makawao on Third Friday. You go there and you meet people that you don't see since a while, and it's always a great event.
And there's always good music. And again, we break the music and
the
keiki
children,
and
the keiki corner. We really started something, and it's not just Makawao, obviously the whole island did that. We need to give credit to the fact that this event once a week happen all over the island.
Yeah.
And so the community goes beyond just driving somewhere, but for a date or for something. You just meet there without really knowing what is going on and what you're going to meet, but
just knowing you can have a good
every
time.
And another thing of this Friday party, that it really started a new business, the food truck business.
That's true.
It's amazing how the food truck now, they know that every week they have a place where they can sell their fare.
Yeah.
I don't look at that as a competition with my restaurant. It's a totally different experience to eat and dine in a restaurant as to eat from a food truck. But really, that created for a lot of young people the opportunity to be their own boss, their own chef and cooks, and to sell their food. And that's has been a byproduct of these Friday events that I think is very commendable.
I agree.
It created a lot of new small business owners that are working hard, and we want to support them.
Well, and there's some lovely businesses in Makawao that have survived the years, of course. Your Pana, your sweeties, beautiful Maui Hands location has been there.
Maui Hands is across the street from
right
Makawao,
across the street,
and my wife Pana
and think of
owns
Komoda Bakery.
Commodore Bakery is the legend, obviously, and you better go online early because they sold out almost every day they're open, and they're what to say about Commodore?
It's a landmark.
If you like the sweets, that's the place to go.
There's no other place like
Commodore.
Commodore
But the whole
Bakery.
Makawao town, it's kept, as we said before, this flavor, even if sometime with this business go and another business comes around, but the flavor stays the same.
Yeah.
Talking about flavors, the Makawao Merchant Association is organizing a chili cook-off, and is going to be in the Maui Hands parking lot just across the street.
What time are you kicking off the chili kickoff?
The chili cook-off will start immediately after the parade, and there is going to be a contest in which people are required to vote for the best chili. We have 7 different makers of chili, and you want me to tell you which kind of chili we have? Well, we have Maui Hands in our gallery, and the chef Lauren Fowler, and expect a very artsy chili.
An artsy chili.
The artsy chili. Casanova, obviously, the chef Lorenzo Avella will test himself with a very Italian chili.
I want to see a sculptured chili that you make.
Okay,
Can you make
we
a sculptured
can
chili?
It is going to... Okay, we can try that. Droplets, Beate Sykes, that is a very wonderful shop for children, will make a chili, especially thinking about children. Fleur de Lay, Nancy Schitz, the owner, will make a chili very elegant, as elegant as her shop. Honey House, Kather Kaiser, will make a chili obviously on the sweet side. Collection, Joanne, very classy. You can expect the classy
Very
chili
classy.
from
She's
her.
been around there for a long time,
For
too.
a long time,
Yeah.
yes. And it's one of the landmark, I would say. If we can call a clothing store a landmark, well, they deserve to be it, because they have to reinvent themselves and still be in touch with what is the regular patrons are. It's an art.
It's
and
true.
We need to give credit to collection and other
and still
clothing
maintaining
store.
the flavor of Makawao, the
And maintaining
uniqueness,
the
right? The
flavor.
unique and
And finally, the last chili will come from cruise ship centers of Maui, and that probably is going to be, what to say, fluid. We consider they are about the cruise
very,
chili.
very well put.
So for only $1, is like the dollar store.
$1?
You can test 7 different chili.
Wow.
And vote for it, and we're going to have prizes for the best chili.
Wow, what time does that start again?
We start immediately after the parade. The testing starts.
So around 11 maybe?
What time? It depends how long the parade is.
11 or
Yeah, probably about 11. That's a good estimate.
Right.
Yeah.
We try to stretch this big event. Usually in the past, immediately after the parade,
People just
everybody was
leave.
going around.
Exactly.
So we have this kind of little events like the chili cook-off, and again, food truck on the other side.
So
to
like it's a
invite
festival.
the people to stick around and
It's a
enjoy the
party.
town and be with us for a few hours before going to the rodeo if they want to go there or what else. You know?
I think it's
So
a brilliant
we
idea.
just want to give something more to do for the people that are there. And most of all, go and visit our biggest little museum in the world.
Yes. Yes, I love this museum. And when did the museum actually get started?
It started on Makawao Avenue in the location of Driftwoods in November of 2013. So we've been there almost 5 years.
Wow, I remember when it started. And there's a place for it because as we've been talking and explaining, Makawao is a very unique place, but there is a history. There's a history there that's unique. In fact, the theme of the parade this year is the PANIOLO parade, and that's
PANIOLO country, yes.
that's really part of the whole history as well. Do you have do you cover the history of the PANIOLOs in the Makawao Museum?
Yes, we do. In fact, right now we have an exhibit actually it's starting off the rodeo, but it's called If Saddles Could Talk.
I love that.
If Saddles Could Talk.
Oh my gosh, what a great idea! If saddles could talk, what an amazing story they would have. They'd probably be complaining.
There
a lot.
are stories on the wall that each saddle has told a story. So
Wow.
it's really fun. It's really fun.
Wow! Now you actually have some of the saddles there, just
Yes,
pictures.
we have 3 saddles there on display. And I'm not sure exactly where they came from, but there's 3 stories from those saddles.
Wow, how wonderful!
Yeah.
What are the stories of the saddles?
Well, I guess I didn't think about getting a copy of it, but each saddle has a story, kind of like trips to the Haleakala crater, trips to just various things that they do. I just read them yesterday, but I didn't get a chance to finish reading all of it.
So this is where would you tell people exactly where it's located? You're down from the Rodeo General Store.
Yes, we're just a little ways down past the general store. Actually, it's the adjacent building that used to be Aloha Cowboy.
Okay.
It's now Home by Nature. We're
Okay.
right next door.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't miss us. We have a cowboy standing outside sleeping.
Oh, one of those.
Yeah,
Is it up from
it's
the
a-
ranch? Is that one of the ranch?
No,
Oh, okay.
it was donated to us from Aloha Cowboy when they closed.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful.
It's just a cardboard cutout.
Uh-huh. So tell me, you're going to have a big pancake breakfast right there?
Yes, we are sponsoring our second annual pancake breakfast. The location will be at Habibi, which is just up the street actually it's right next to the Rodeo General Store. They're going to be furnishing the equipment for us to cook the pancakes and Portuguese sausage. It starts at 7:30, from 7:30 to 9, and it's $5 for a plate of pancakes and Portuguese sausage.
That's a really good deal.
Yes,
Wow.
and they're really good. It went off really well last year, so we decided to make it our annual fundraiser.
Do you know how much you have to cook? I mean, what did you do last year? What's the volume of business?
Don't remember how much, but we sold a lot. We ran out of everything.
Yeah, I can
We
imagine.
ran out of all the batter, so hopefully they utilize that and going to have more batter this year, but we'll see.
So are you still kind of going around trying to collect some of the historic items for the museum? I know you don't have a whole bunch of space and it can easily get
No,
full.
we don't
but-
usually we don't have enough space to keep them there, but we are always interested in any artifacts, and actually they can contact the museum to tell us what they've got, and we can give them information who to call. I don't have the contact information with me right now, but they can always contact to let them know what they have to get donated or loaned to us.
Well, I have to say, I always love looking at old pictures.
Yeah.
And I mean, it amazes me when I look at what the area looked like before. Do you have some great old photos there?
We've got a few photos of some of the shops that were in town originally.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not as many as you would think, but we have a few.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, it's a wonderful thing, and it's something people really should go in to
Yeah.
hear. What we're trying to get across here, if people haven't quite picked up on, is get there early.
Yes.
One of the messages we're trying to convey here is that this is a street party. There's things going on everywhere, right? I mean, so you really, in this particular situation, you want to get there early. Lots of reasons why. And I'm going to let Duane kind of explain the reasons why. Because, number one, I think one of the people have realized over time, it's important to get a parking space.
Yes, definitely. There's some parking in town and around the streets area, but we do have parking for spectators up at the OSKIE Rice Arena, and parking there is free, and there's also a shuttle.
I didn't know the parking was free.
Yeah,
That's a good deal.
yeah, it's a good
Okay.
deal. Yeah.
I mean, because really, most of the times you go to these festivities and events, there's a charge for parking. So then you go. What time can you start parking up at the OSKIE? People like a thumbs up on that. What time do you start parking at the OSKIE Rice Arena?
They can start at 7. That's when our shuttle begins. So there's going to be Robert's Hawaii bus shuttles bringing people down to Makawao town, and they will also be there to take them back.
That's handy. Otherwise, you got a little bit of a walk up that hill.
Definitely. But I think the
You'd
shuttle
work off
back,
your pancakes you ate. But
yeah. I think the last shuttle back is 1 o'clock. though.
Where's the shuttle back going to be located?
I believe it's going to be by the county bus stop right by Casanova's.
Yeah.
Is that right? Yeah.
Well, we
Yeah.
have
That's important to know. So that's good. And so this is a good idea. There's also Eddie Tam Gym. Is that for participants down there at the Eddie Tam Gym?
Eddie Tam Gym is mainly for participants, but it's also for spectators. We will have a shuttle there which will bring people to the staging areas. So if you're a spectator, if you want to come to the staging area, then you catch that shuttle.
Mm-hmm.
But otherwise, it's mainly for participants as far as that shuttle goes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And that one is 7 to 8:30.
Oh, that's good. And of course, people in Makawao kind of know their secret parking spots as well. I want to bring Floyd into the picture here too. Floyd is the president of the Makawao Hogwanji, and they just celebrated. Was that 110 years anniversary?
The church actually started in Paia 110 years ago, but Makawao Hogwanji was constructed in 1970.
And it was a help of the community. You had some people donate the land there, right?
Yes, there were several Japanese members that had the property, but because of World War II, they had to kind of lay low. And then when Paia Hogwanji had to close because Paia town was closing up, they donated the land so that they could build a church and relocate from Paia.
So Floyd brings up an important thing that, I think we're just realizing that the 150th anniversary of the Japanese in Hawaii was just celebrated this last month. And there were a lot of beautiful events surrounding it, including our friends at the Nisei Veterans Memorial Building. But there is this history, that was experienced with the Japanese American here in Maui as well as in Oahu, of course, and other areas there of having to kind of lay low, and which is like now more and more people are beginning to hear the whole real story of the 442 and everything that happened. That was an amazing story of heroism and dedication and loyalty that was created. So, and this is all part of our history, and that's part of, I don't know if it's ever covered in some of the museums, but I know the Nisei Veterans Memorial Museum is amazing on that. So you have 2 days, not one, but 2 big days. And some amazing background on this is that people who know about the rummage sale and the garage sale, kind of rummage sale and more, right? On Saturday you have the sale and Sunday morning, and people get there early because they know that there's no deals in the world like the deals they get at the Makawao Hogwanji.
We have people that come as early as 4 o'clock in the morning.
Wow. They know because the doors open
at 7.
At 7.
7 to 2.
But they know the good stuff goes fast, right?
Saturday is our garage sale. It continues on Sunday, the garage sale, and we have our bazaar. That's where we sell the food stuff.
Wow.
Our famous, hard to beat chow fan.
Oh, yeah, you got the chow fan locked up. That's for sure. You ought to have a chow fan contest like they have the chili cook-off. You ought to have a chow fan cook-off. Wouldn't that be interesting to see? But no, you're definitely legendary there. So tell me, on Sunday morning, people get there super, super early, right? Super early.
4 o'clock.
But you don't even open the doors till 6?
7 o'clock.
Yeah, 7 o'clock. And so then once you got going, what do people rush for? What's the most popular thing? Whatever's a good sale. What's a good deal, right?
Well, you have regular people that goes out garage sale, and so they know what they're looking for. And they go straight in, and they look around, and they see what they need, and they just go for it. Right?
I heard some things go for as cheap as 25 cents. There's items you're selling?
We have cheaper than that.
How can you have cheaper than 25 cents? That's
we have 10 cents.
You have 10-cent deals? Wow.
We also have some valuable time items that you can buy that maybe something that's real older than Steve.
Older than Steve?
Oh!
We have furniture, and of course we have a lot of dishes, utensils, pots, pans. Clothing, we have lots of
clothing.
Yeah, and if you're starting off in a home and you need dishes, Chinaware, we have that too. So, come on down. We have children toys, and we also have books.
Who does the donating? Where do you gather all of these items for your rummage? I might say famous rummage sale.
Well, it's known throughout the island.
Yes.
So they bring it over to us and, share their assets before. And now they no longer need it. So instead of just throwing it away, they give it to us so we can, fundraise.
So you've got quite a spot there. You got about an acre and a half up there,
Well,
prime property.
we have the main temple, the social hall, and in the back is our residence for the minister. Next door to us, we just bought the property about 10 years ago, and we have the use of it for the parking, and now we have some peach trees for our pickled peaches. And we just started to, we're going to construct a rental unit in the back to help support our temple.
Well, isn't that something? I mean, gosh, it is really an historic part. And when anyone is I've been in the parade myself, in the parade many, many times, and you can always see the people lined up there, every single inch of right in front of the Makawao Hogwanji is loaded with people looking down, waving. I mean, and it goes about 3 or 4 people deep,
and
right?
this is the first year Makawao Hogwanji will be participating.
Oh, you're going to have a float or walking, or what are you going to do?
Well, if you call our children's red wagon decorated, yes, we have a float. So we'll be having our affiliated organizations, the Cub Scouts and the Boy Scouts and church members.
But you mentioned the word parking, and I need to share the appreciation on the fact that every third Friday, Hogwanji opens up its doors and offers parking there. Are you going to do that towards over the parade? Are you going to be offering?
Well, the parking is primarily for our garage sale customers. We do have people that come in and
stay
and stay for the parade, but then they realize that they can't leave until the parade is over. So there are customers of ours.
Well, that's a good point that we have to remember as well. I mean, if you're planning to do that, you got to stay. Now, tell us, Duane, because this is important too, about the traffic and how long and when the road closures are. It's a very important point because some people still, after all these years, going, I didn't know the road was going to be closed. I don't know how they couldn't know, but some people say that.
Right, yeah. The county just put up on Makawao Avenue, coming from Pukalani, one of their electronic signs. So that's really good. But basically, Baldwin Avenue from Makawao Avenue down to the end of Makawao Town by the steakhouse, that will close about 8 o'clock because the stick horse race for kids starts at 8:30, and then Makawao Avenue itself will close at about 8:45, and the lower end of Baldwin all the way down to the cemetery will close about 8:30. And just so that people understand that the roadway from Baldwin up to the cemetery will remain open the whole time. So people that want to go and visit, the roadway will still be open.
That's good to know. Yeah. Well, I'm going to go off Facebook Live, but we're going to continue here because I'm going to get a call, and you wouldn't be able to hear the call or see the call, I guess, on Facebook. But so we'll post that here, and then we're going to be talking also to someone else involved in the stick horse race. Now, tell me a little bit about the stick horse race and a little of the history with the stick horse race, because this has kind of been. I remember, gosh, when they Polly's, and we want to thank Polly's because I know they help out and they support it. But I remember one year they had those entries and it was going on, and it was just like a trip. It was amazing to watch the stick horse race.
Yes, Reen Wineland, she's the one that coordinates it now, and she'll be the one calling in. But basically, the stick horse race started way back with Gary Moore when he had his silver sword stove.
Oh, I remember those, yeah.
And I think the stick horse race might be into its 20th plus year already.
It's gotten to be a big thing.
Yes.
Get in close to the mic and share. Tell us. Betsy said, I mean, it's pretty interesting to see how the stick horse race thing has taken off, right?
It's become a really big part of the parade, and I believe Renee told me last year was their biggest number of participants ever. So it's growing. It's a growing.
Do you have to bring your own stick horse?
We recommend that they do. We do have some to pass out, but if you have your own, by all means, bring your own. And even adults are
Do you want to join? Betsy's nodding her head here. Bring that mic
I think
in close.
it's wonderful how people decorate their stick horses.
Oh, do they?
It's really cute.
Oh,
it's
yeah?
just very creative, very expressive.
All ages?
Yeah. Yes. Well, is there an age limit on that?
There is no age limit. Adults can participate as well.
I've seen them as young as 2 and 3, 3 and 4.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Is that true,
Yeah.
Kathy?
And we have some of the original stick horses in our little corral in the museum.
Oh,
too, that
do
were
you?
donated to us or loaned to us by Charlene and Teresa Thompson.
Oh, I love that Charlene
yeah.
Thompson Ranch, right?
Yeah. So those are kind of neat to see. You can tell they're old.
Well, you know, if you think of it, my gosh, if they're handmade and specially decorated, those are, honorably could be called antiques in time, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Because I know they're over 20 years old.
Wow. So that's a.
Folk art, really. You know?
Yeah. Right.
Marvelous.
Exactly.
Well, we were just talking about, you Renee's on the phone. We were just talking about the stick horses and how the stick horse race began. I'm glad you could call in. Hello, Renee.
Hello, how are you?
I'm great. So how did the stick horse race begin?
Well, the stick horse race began about 10 years after the rodeo started. And it was the brainchild of Gary Moore and Teresa Thompson.
Uh-huh.
And they started the race because the children were so antsy about wanting to have something happening, and there was nothing happening. They were just waiting for the parade to start because they have to get there early. So they got together and got students to make stick horses out of brooms and rakes and all kinds of things. So that's how it actually began.
That's really interesting because we were just saying how people now have gotten to the point where they decorate them and make them kind of unique and special.
Yes, yes. We actually have a new posse this year. We created it a couple years ago because, unfortunately, our older stick horses were getting kind of tired and their eyes were falling off. And
Oh
their
no!
hair
Well, it's hard to have a blind stick horse, and you know, I
so
think,
it's really hard to have a blind stick horse. So we do have a new posse, but we do ask that anyone who has their own stick horses to please bring it because we only have a limited amount of stick horses that we loan out every year.
Mm-hmm. Now, where does the stick horse race start from?
The stick horse race starts right in front of Design Wahine. And there's registration table there. I'll be there. Betsy is always our MC for the race. And my sister Christy, she starts the race off by ringing cowbell. So we will be located directly in front of Designing Wahine, which used to be Gary Moore's old store.
So there's no starting gate.
There's no starting gate, but Betsy gets all of the kids lined up.
The kids go first?
The kids, the parents can go with the kids. Adults can run if they'd like.
I think there have been some. I mean, we were just talking about that. So it is open to all ages?
It is open to all ages, yes.
Okay.
We do cut off, though, we do a drawing for a beautiful buckle, and it's the Gary Moore Memorial Stick Horse buckle, and we've been doing that. I've been doing the stick horse race ever since Gary passed away, and when I had Aloha Cowboy up in Makawao, I always produced a memorial buckle, and Gary Moore always said that it's not who crosses the finish line first, everyone's a winner that runs, so that's why we do a drawing, because you've got 2-year-olds running next to 12-year-olds. So
it's a drawing. It's not who finishes it. That is really fun.
No, because the 12-year-olds outrun the little 2-year-olds,
So how many people enter now?
Last year we had record-breaking numbers. Last year we had 70 riders.
Wow. 70
in the rain.
70 in the race. Yes.
Oh my gosh, that's huge.
Yes.
Wow, my breath is taken away. I thought you were going to say 15, 20,
No, it's really grown in popularity. And
that's a lot bigger than the Kentucky Derby, I just have to tell you.
Yes, that is true.
Wow.
And we do have prizes for everyone that we give out. And so, it's just a labor of love. I've been doing this for over 10 years now.
Well, you know what? It obviously has struck a chord. You know, I think there's obviously, when you're getting 70 people entering, and again, this is another reason, folks, we can all understand you can't provide 70 stick horses to people. That would take up a huge room.
Our capacity is about 40. But knock on wood, every year we've never run out of stick horses. And if some of the children want to run with their parents without a stick horse, that's okay too.
Oh.
But we've never run out of stick horses, so, you know,
and
the sun is shining on us.
So who cleans up after the stick horses? All these 80 stick horses are running up the road. It's a mess.
You know, sometimes we do have to call in the street sweeper.
Well, we're just about out of time, but I am so glad that you were able to call in, Renee, because you've been a part of the history of the parade as well, and you certainly know we've been talking this whole hour about how important and part of the community it is, and how I love to see how it's blossomed and grown, and how everyone embraces it. It's my, I have to say, I'll get in trouble if it's my favorite parade. I know there's other parades. I know that, folks. I'm going to get in trouble with the KAOI parade. But no, there are other parades. But this is my favorite parade. There's nothing else.
My favorite too.
Yeah, it's nothing else like the Makawao parade. So, and I love to see how it's grown. So get there. You know, for the people who want to get there, what time should they get there?
8:00 to sign up. Okay. Because we need to get their name in for the drawing, and then the stick horse race starts at 8:30.
Okay, but 8:00 is a time they should see who?
They'll come there'll be a table set up right in front of Designing Wahine.
Okay, the table.
I will be there, and we have a whole team that comes every year to help sign the cases in.
Wonderful. Well, gosh, thank you, and congratulations on seeing that whole thing grow. That's fantastic. You could do the Guinness Book World Records for the largest stick horse race, I bet. You might
could.
You probably really could. Okay, well, we're going to see you at the parade, okay?
Okay, all right, and happy 4th of July.
Yeah, thanks for calling in. Aloha.
You're welcome. Okay,
Imagine what it'll be with no rain.
Well, we don't know what the weather's going to be like, but as Duane was saying, this is part of the parade as well. I mean, the parade's gone on, rain or shine, all these years. You've seen it. I mean, right? We've seen it in rain. We've seen it. You've seen it too, right?
Oh, most of them.
And isn't that part of Makawao, right? Because you just never know. You know, sometimes you have a little blessing rain. Sometimes it's real rain. Sometimes you have both. I've seen it where it's brilliant blue skies, and then we get a little rain, and then it clears up again. So that's Makawao, right?
It's part of being under the rainbow.
Yeah, I know that's really, really true. So we just kind of recapping here, folks. Get there early. You can park up starting at 7:00 at the OSKIE Racing and get a shuttle down and take a shuttle from right near Stephen at Casanova's place and take it back up to the thing. But hang out, get there early, have fun. You know, whether it's a pancake breakfast or getting signed up for the stick horse race, whether you're going to go to Stevens and have a lovely breakfast there, or whether you're going to go to Polly's, whether you're going to do the one that is, you know, lovely face painting at 7:30.
And then also, I forgot to mention, from 9:30 to 3 inside the library, we have keiki crafts, including for keiki decorating their own mini stick horse.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so in
my
little Western hats that you can decorate with flowers and
I love that, Betsy. So you can do a whole keiki crafts inside.
Yes, from 9:30 to 3, same time as my friends the library book sale.
Wow.
And so that's, you know, a chance to kind of come inside. Sometimes kids want to settle down and do something a little quiet, but so we have little crafts that are related to the whole theme.
And don't forget the pancake breakfast and Kathy Nelson at the History Museum. Stop on by, check it out. It's a part of the Makawao history, right?
Yes, we have pre-order tickets available at the museum for $5, or you can get them at the door at Habibi the day of.
Don't forget to stop by Saturday and Sunday. I mean, just camp out. Yeah. Camp out in the parking lot at the
We've also got the rodeo T-shirts available at the museum.
Oh,
too.
I love that.
Yeah,
I want one of those. Yes,
so
I was
stop by before they run out.
And they are good-looking shirts as well.
Thank you.
Very good-looking. I love them. Well, that's all the time we have. I want to thank you all for coming. We'll see you at the parade. Happy 4th.
See you in Makawao.